So in this tutorial, we are going to be talking about using the stiffener feature. The stiffener feature is also called the rib feature. It's used to give support to systems that may not have enough support. It's also used as a rib to help maintain and make parts stronger so they don't collapse due to excess loading. So we are going to use the rib feature or the stiffener as it were in CATIA, as it's called in CATIA. We select the YZ plane for this. You can always select any plane you want. You sketch, you hit your sketch button to sketch, and we wait for, so we select our profile. The profile is a tool used in place of the other sketch elements. It's used to create multiple lines without stopping. It doesn't work like the conventional line tool. It's better. So we use the profile, give this a profile. Probably should draw this in a bit. Yeah, it seems better. And we exit this sketch. We have this, and we can then pad. I select mirror event. You use mirror event when you want the pads to happen on both sides of the sketch. So we select mirror event here, and as you can see, the sketch is in the middle right here, and the pads happen on both sides of the sketch. Okay, now you can also do that with the second limit option, but that's much slower than using the mirror extent. So whatever we apply on one side, the length on one side is always reflected on the length on the other side. So I'll use a 30mm length here, and that is okay. So I have a 30mm length, and the next thing I do is I will apply a stiffener. Stiffeners are used to stiffen parts of a model to make it stronger, make it more durable. So I will select this plane and select sketch, and here we have it. So I select a line from here to here, and I exit my sketch, and I select the stiffener feature. There's stiffener here and there's solid combined. Select the stiffener feature. So the moment I select it, you can see the options here. It's already brought out what we need. We have two modes here, from the side and from the top. So we select from the side, we select the thickness. 10mm is given here, and we can always use, you can also use the reverse direction here. Invalid profile body, we can use reverse direction here as it turns out. Selection, invalid profile body again. I think I'm having difficulties because I selected the wrong invalid profile body. Topological operators. I think I should close this and then do this again. So I select and we have this. So I will leave this at 10mm. I won't update the sketch, right? So what you have here now is a rib, a stiffener. So this stiffener acts as a support for the L-shaped bracket. So this is an L-shaped bracket, and the stiffener acts as a support to prevent loading. Assuming this part of the L shape is loaded, or this part, the other side of the L shape is loaded, and once it's loaded, it tends to compress. But the stiffener helps to make sure that the compression is not significant. So it takes in a lot, it absorbs a lot of the load, and helps the L-shaped bracket stay stable and usable throughout the process of operation. So that's what the stiffener is used for. Next we are going to go to using the rib and the slot. So the rib and the slots work as a way. The rib is used to add material to a part, while the slot is used to remove material from a part. So we will remove everything here. I will delete everything because I don't want that. And delete aggregated elements. You can switch between, once you click on the delete aggregated elements, it deletes the sketches involved. But if you leave it unchecked, the sketches remain. But if you check it, the sketches are also deleted along with it. So because I want everything out, I close, and everything is gone. Okay, I still have the sketch 9 here deleted. The stiffener is still here. I have to delete that too. And I am back right back to where I started. I select sketch. I'm brought to the sketch bar, sketch toolbar, and I select make. I exit my sketch. So I'm about to pad this sketch so I get a full feature. So I select pad, and I'm only padding upwards at 80 millimeters. Right here, this works. So I have this pad at 80 millimeters, and I want to use the rib. The rib works as a way to create features or create a solid body using a predefined guide curve. So I will select this face to draw, select sketch, and I will draw here. So I'll select circle. I'll exit my sketch. So I have my sketch here, and the next thing I will do is I will draw on this side, and I will select sketch because I'm drawing on this plane, and it's time for me to use the spline. So I'm going to use the spline to draw. I will draw in this, select here, right, and I have my spline, and I exit the sketch. So I have a spline here. I exit my sketch, and okay, I don't think my spline worked very well. I don't think I wanted the spline by this side, not by this side, so I must have missed the I'm going to delete this. I'll start again. I want it here, so I will probably write sketch. Okay, so okay, yeah, so I will rotate this side. Okay, normal too. So I'm drawing my sketch by this side and not the other way around. I made a mistake. So I'm drawing my sketch here. Spline, 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 spline. So the spline tool is a tool that helps you draw curved lines. Without the spline tool, you can't give yourself that curved lines the way you want your lines curved. So I exit that and I select my rib. The rib is used to add material, and the rib definition comes up, and when it comes up, we are asked the questions, a few questions, and here we have the profile and we have the curve, center curve. So the profile selected here is sketch, this sketch, and the center curve is this. And the moment I hit that center curve, I see my profile pop up. And this is how you create. It works like a swept boss in SolidWorks. It just creates a feature, or creates a solid body based on the given guide curves, and you can select some other options like tick profile and merge rib ends depending on how you want to do it. There is other pulling direction, reference surfacing, and all that. These are also the profile controls. We will not do all of that. You just play around with it, and we have OK here, and we have a profile given to us like this. So this is how you create rib features, rib features with CATIA. Now the next thing we are going to be looking at, we will delete the rib and we will leave. I will not delete aggregated elements, right? If I delete aggregated elements, I will the sketch here, this profile here will be deleted, and I want to keep it. So I will probably uncheck aggregated elements and click OK. So when I do that, I find out that my sketch is here and the guide curve is here. I don't need this guide curve, so I will delete the guide curve, and all I have is my sketch. So I go back to my plane because I want to work with the plane, and then I select sketch, and the next thing I do is I select, use my spline tool, I select here, all right. So what I exit my sketch workbench, and I have this. So I use the rib before, now I'm going to use the slot. The rib works opposite to the slot. The rib creates material, the slot removes material based on the given guide curves. The principle is the same. The difference between them is what they do. One adds material, the other one removes material. So I will select the entities I want, the profile and the curve center, which is the guide curve. This is called the guide curve. It is the curve that tells the profile how to cut off material in the pad. So I will select this profile as the circle as my profile, and then I select the curve center as my guide curve, and immediately we do that, we see that we have OK, and we see that material is cut. Oh, we have an error here. Sweep or loft blend operator face has a small edge which may lead to error, and I select close. So a warning is given, and we see in our model that this material, you see it has cut the material along the body, and we have this given. So we have a cut across, swept across the body. It created a hole in the direction of the guide curve. So this is how you use ribs and slots in CATIA. See you in the next tutorial.